I have f plus g of x, that means we're doing f of x plus g of x. Similarly, if I have a minus there, it means we're doing f of x minus g of x. If I see fg of x, or sometimes you'll see f times g of x right here, that means you're taking f of x and multiplying it by g of x. A note right here. If you see fog, if you got that little open circle there in the middle, that is different. That is composition of functions. And I double and triple checked the standards for this class. We do not have to do composition of functions in this class. So we are not going to do that. If you see a problem that I have accidentally given you that has that open circle right there, let me know, because that's not supposed to be in your assignment, okay, because we don't have to do that. But a lot of like worksheets and stuff for this lump that in with this, but we don't have to, so we're not going to. No need to do more than we need to. And the last, if we got f over g of x, it's f of x over g of x. So these problems are mostly pretty straightforward. And if you can evaluate a function, you should be able to do these problems fairly well. They'll give us some equations, some functions here. They usually use different letters for them, so that we might have a f and a g or a h and a k or something like that. And they're going to ask us just to find some different stuff. So we need to find f of 3 plus g of 8. So to find f of 3, that just means we're taking 3 and we're plugging it in where the x is at in our f equation. So that would, f of 3 would be 3 times 3 minus 7. And you're not doing anything with this f of 3. This is just a label, right? We're not like solving anything about that. That's just labeling it so we know what we're finding. If you don't want to write it, you don't even have to. So 3 times 3 would be 9 minus 7. 9 minus 7 would give us 2. That's this piece right here. That's f of 3. Okay? We also need to find g of 8, which means we would take 8 and we would plug it into our g equation. So g of 8, again, this is just a label. It does not, you're not doing anything with it. You're just reminding yourself this was g of 8. You don't have to write it if you don't want to. It's square root of 8 minus 4, and then a plus 2 out here on the outside. 8 minus 4 is 4. What is the square root of 4? It is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. So this number goes right here. So all it's asking us to do is to do 2 plus 4, which is 6. So 6 would be our answer. Okay, questions there? So if we are doing 3 g of 5 minus f of 1, all right, we've got to find g of 5, right? So that would be plugging 5 into this equation right here. So we would do our g of 5 would be square root of 5 minus 4 plus 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. What is the square root of 1? 1 plus 2. So we get 3. So this number right here is going to be a 3. Right? We got 3 times 3. And then we also need to find this number, which is f of 1. F of 1 would mean we're plugging 1 into f, so that'd be 3 times 1 minus 7. 3 times 1 is 3 minus 7. Give us negative 4. So this number right here is a -4. So I know it's a mess where I'm writing over top of stuff. I might not should do that. So what we're doing is we're doing 3 times 3 minus 4. That was just part of the equation to begin with. So like this G of 5 part, when I plug 5 into G, that's only this piece. That extra 3 was out front.
Okay, so anything that's out front, you add it.
Yeah, you would just add that in. And then, so 3 times 3 is 9, minus 4, and 5 is our answer. Oh, I'm sorry. It was supposed to be a -4. My answer's wrong. You're right. Oh, I messed this up. All right. Katie is exactly right. I was looking at it like it was a +4. I should have a minus. That minus stays, right? And then I've got a -4 right there. So that my answer was wrong. 3 times 3 is 9. Negative times negative right there gives me a +4. So I should get 13. I don't give them for in-class mistakes because I make way too many of them. But good job, Katie. Yeah. Yeah. Owen argued about a lot of things. He did. He went to East, I think. Oh, does he? All right. Okay. All right, let's look at the next one. All right, G of 20 minus F of 5 over 2 times F of 2. I got a bunch of stuff to do here, right? I'm going to do my G of 20 up here. Okay, so if I plug in 20, right here I got 20 minus 4 plus 2, which is square root of 16 plus 2. Square root of 16 is not 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 4 times 4 is 16. If you need to, calculator's there. All right. So G of 20 is 6. This number right here is going to be 6. Okay. I'm going to separate you two. All right. All right. F of 5. All right. I would plug 5 into the F equation. So that's 3 times 5 minus 7. So that's 15 minus 7. 15 minus 7 is going to give me 8. Okay? So this number right here is 8. So I have an 8 right there. So far I've got 6 minus 8. On the bottom, I'm going to have a 2 because this 2 right here is just multiplied by our F of 2. Right? And then I also have to find whatever F of 2 is. So I'm going to write this over up here. F of 2 would be 3 times 2 minus 7. So 6 minus 7, which is -1. Yes? You don't have 8 minutes left. Do you want to use it with 8 minutes left?
Use it. Do it. Waste it. Don't do it.
If you gotta go, you can use it. But
you gotta go a really bad way. I can feel that you gotta go really bad.
all right.
I give you one for 5.
Okay. If you decide you want to use it, you may. But if it's only 8 minutes, you might be able to make it. All right. So 6 minus 8 would be -2 there on the top. 2 times -1 is -2 on the bottom. I get a +1 for that.
Okay, so where'd you get the 3 from?
This 3 right here is from your equation.
From our equation.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Because we just put the 2 where the x was at. So 3 times 2 minus 7 is what we're doing to find this piece right here. Okay? All right. Let's move on to the next slide. All right. We are not going to pull out Desmos here, but I am going to show you this, okay? I don't want you to get your computers back out because we don't have very long. So let me go over here. Let's look at Desmos. All right, let me show you this. It's crazy that they allow you to use Desmos on your exam, but they do. All right, I want you to be able to do it by hand. If you're going to be a good math student somewhere, you need to be able to do it by hand.
I'll be a doctor.
But if you want to be a doctor, you have to pass at least Calc 1.
I can do all of it.
All right, so I don't want you to do this with Desmos, but you can do it with Desmos. So if you type your two equations in like this, and I want to find f plus g of 2, it's not actually. I do have to show you one thing. It won't let you do it this way. Let me show you this. F plus g of 2 is different notation than Desmos will accept. This just means f of 2 plus g of 2. Okay, and so if we're going to type this into Desmos, we would have to type it in that way. Now, it can be done by hand just like I did the last problem, but for those of you that really love a good shortcut, f of 2 plus g of 2. Your answer is 9. Just type it in. What it's doing is if you did it by hand, if we did it by hand, we would have f of 2. Sorry. If we did this by hand, we would be doing f of 2, which is 2 squared minus 1, which is 4 minus 1, which is 3. So we'd have f of 2 plus g of 2. This would be 3. And then we do g of 2. G of 2 would be 2 plus 4, which would give 6. 3 plus 6 equals 9. Alright, so you could do it by hand just like we've been doing it. But if you want, Desmos does do these problems. So we can rely upon it. It gave us 9 as our answer. So if I want to do the next one, whenever I have f minus g of negative 3, it's written in different notation. That is f of negative 3 minus g of negative 3. You have to have it like that to type it in and really to understand it. But if I go over here, all I got to do is tell it f of negative 3 minus g of negative 3. 7 is my answer. Okay? Hold on. Don't pack up yet. What about this f and g right next to each other? What's happening there? That's multiplied, right? So that would be f of 0. Oh, hold on. Let me delete this out. That would be f of 0. Guys, quit talking. Times g of 0. Okay? Negative 4 would be my answer. Okay? 7 is complicated, right? I've got f of g of 0 plus 2f of 6. That's f of 0 times g of 0 plus 2 times f of 6. 66 is my answer there. Okay? And then the last one there would be f of 1 plus f of 1. 0 would be my answer for that. So you can use Desmos for this, or you can do these by hand. So we will